Hello students, so today we will be starting with chapter 4 of Geography Agriculture, grade 10th. So students, what is agriculture? The art and science of cultivating soil, raising crops and rearing livestock, including fishing and forest, is known as agriculture. So again I am repeating, the art and science of cultivating soil, raising crops and rearing livestock, including fishing and forest, is known as agriculture. And we have commercial and subsistence agriculture. Commercial agriculture, the farming in which farmer grows the crop with the aim of selling it in the market. And subsistence agriculture, the agriculture which the farmers undertakes for his own consumption, for the consumption of his family members. So students, agriculture, and we are dependent on it. Industry is dependent on it. We are dependent on agriculture for food grains, for occupation also. And agro-based industry, they depend on the agriculture for the raw material. And all of us, we are dependent on agriculture for food, and very high proportion of population is still engaged in agriculture. That is, the 55% of our population is engaged in agriculture. And that India is an agriculturally important country, and more than 50% of our population is engaged in agriculture. Agriculture is a primary activity, and agriculture sector produces most of the food that we consume. Besides food, it also provides raw material for various agro-based industries like textiles, sugar, and some agricultural products like tea, coffee, spices are also exported. Now the next topic on the same page only, that is the page 34 here, now which we have to talk, is types of farming here. So students, agriculture is an age-old economic activity in our country. What is an economic activity? The activities which contribute to the flow of goods and services in an economy. And economic activities leads to increase in personal as well as national income. So agriculture is our age-old economic activity, and over the years the cultivation methods, they have changed significantly depending upon the characteristics of physical environment. Physical environment here means soil, climate, technological know-how, and socio-cultural practices. Like earlier, population was mostly nomadic, and then people started practicing settled agriculture. And farming varies from subsistence to commercial agriculture. So at present in different parts of India, following farming systems are practiced. So first is primitive subsistence farming. Now in this, primitive methods are used, primitive tools are used, and in this type of farming, it is still practiced in few pockets of India, mostly where tribals are living. And in this type of farming, primitive tools are used, and this is primitive method of farming. So this kind of farming is practiced on small patches of land with the help of primitive tools like hoe, dhow, and digging stick, and family labor is only used. And then in this type of farming, it depends upon monsoon only, as they don't have any other irrigation means, other irrigation methods. And MSP depends upon the natural fertility of the soil. They don't use any other fertilizers to enhance the productivity of soil. It is also known as slash and burn agriculture. Here slash means cut and then burn the tree and then practice agriculture. So it is slash and burn agriculture. First, the farmer used to cut the trees and then burn the trees and then practice the agriculture. So farmer clears a patch of land and produces cereal like rice, wheat, maize, and other food crops to sustain their family. So farmer cut the trees on a selected patch of land. Then they burn those trees. Then seeds are mixed with the ash. Then agriculture is done naturally. But when the soil fertility decreases, the farmer shifts to another place and clear a fresh patch of land for the cultivation. So there is a advantage to the environment here. That is, in this type of shifting allows nature to replenish the fertility of the soil through natural process. Land productivity in this type of agriculture is also very low, and as the farmer does not use any fertilizer or any other modern inputs. And it is also known by different names. It is given on your NCERT book, page number 34 only. Different names this agriculture is known by, like Jhumming in the northeastern states, like Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Pamalo in Manipur, Deepa in Bastar, Chhattisgarh, and in Andaman and Nicobar. And then in world also, in different countries, this slash and burn is known by different names, like Milpa in Mexico, Ladakh in Indonesia, and Ray in Vietnam. So many names are there, so you have to learn all these names, students. Now on page 35, the another type of farming which we have to discuss is intensive subsistence farming. Now in this type of farming, it is practiced in the areas of high population. Due to more population, more demand for food is there, but the size of land is limited and fixed. So to increase production, more pressure is put on the land with the use of more labor. So it is labor intensive farming, where high doses of biochemical inputs and irrigation are used to obtain the higher production. So more pressure on the limited land is put in this type of farming. So but now why this situation arises, why the size of land is very limited? Because of the right of inheritance. This has reduced the size of land holdings to the further. So there is a fragmentation of land holdings, and on these kind of reduced land holdings we can't apply modern machinery also. And in order to obtain more output from modern farming methods, we should have consolidated land holdings. So as the size of land holding is less, so more pressure is put on the land by using more of the labor. So farmers continue to take maximum output from the limited land in the absence of alternative source of livelihood. So thus there is enormous pressure on the agricultural land in this kind of farming, and it is labor intensive. More pressure is there on the land with the use of labor. So we have a surplus of labor force, and labor is a abundant factor of production. So more labor is used here in order to produce the output from a limited piece of land. Now after this, the another farming which we have is the commercial farming now. So in this commercial farming, modern inputs, HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides are used for higher productivity. So the main feature of this type of farming is the use of higher doses of modern inputs like HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides in order to obtain the higher productivity. And the degree of commercialization of agriculture varies from one region to the another. Like for example, rice is a commercial crop in Haryana and Punjab, but in Odisha it is a subsistence crop. And we have plantations also. It is also a type of commercial farming. And in this type of farming, a single crop is grown on a large area. And the plantation has an interface of agriculture and industry, that is, industry also depends on agriculture for its raw material. Like plantation crops like banana, coffee, tea, it also goes to the processing industry directly after the harvesting. And plantations also cover a very large area of land. Use of capital intensive inputs is used, and help of migrant labor is taken in plantations, and all of the produce is used as a raw material in the respective industry. In India, tea, coffee, rubber, sugarcane, banana are all the important plantation crops, and tea in Assam and North Bengal, coffee in Karnataka are some of the important plantations crop grown in these states. So mostly the production in plantation is done for the market. So commercial purposes, large area is here cultivated, and a well developed network of transport and communication is required in the plantation areas. And then processing industry, market also plays a very important role in the development of plantation. Processing industry should also be located nearby to the plantations, and the good network of transport and communication should also be there near to the plantation areas, because these are the perishable crops. So it can be spoiled very easily. So the moment they are harvested, they should reach to the processing industry. So for this we should have a very efficient system of transport and communication, and good network of roads are also required. So commercial farming, we have seen now, it is only done for the profit motive, for earning the money and selling the surplus in the market.